All right, so this is today's Daily Gravity today, and I just want to show you real quick what we're going to be looking at. It's the proven method for daily leads without ads or endless posting. Now, it came from the inspiration of this in the morning. So it was like 8:12 in the morning. I was on my patio, and I used this little day 199 prompt, how you feel about social media this very second. And this is what popped into my head. So I'm going to explain this to you. I'm also going to share with you what I used ChatGPT for. The original headline was how to generate leads daily, because that's what we wanted. That was the outcome. And then without paid ads or having to post content every day, because that was the obstacle. So it turned it into these 10 variations, and I chose the one that I have today. I'll wrap things up in a nutshell. And I've got 3 main points that I want to go over with you and kind of how I did this, just so you can model what I'm doing, because this is working. So, and I'll be sharing results with you as we go. Let me get some light turned on here. But this daily gravity, I'm doing it every single day from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. It's my daily writing habit. But these pieces of content then spark into pieces of content that I can remix, reuse, repurpose, and put out there on social media to bring people to me. So let's jump into this quick. I'll keep it quick. Let me know your feedback on this. All right, so I can create better ones for you. So let's just jump in right away. So before I get into the 3 points, let's look at this image. So I think of social media platforms as like this ecosystem out there, this place that we all somehow somewhere go, and we all intervene, but then we have this like other place that we are, which is like this place. And which is weird because you're actually watching this place on video in social. So anyway, I think of the social platforms as where all my customers are at, and these little black balls that are going around are satellites or electrons, if this is the nucleus, okay, not to get all nerdy, but I'm like thinking, well, I've got to somehow constantly show up there, and I need to attract people from there that are my best people. And so in thinking that and doing that, I'm like, well, if I automate my email follow-up, why not just automate my front-end attraction? In my email follow-up, I still have to create good content. I still have to have good content there that actually does the job of educating and selling them and all of those things. I got to do the same thing out on the front end, but because of technology and what we can do today, how can I do that better? How can I post enough content on enough platforms daily to generate enough leads that turn into the sales that I want to reach my goals and help people? So I think about that, and I'm like, well, I'm going to drive them over to a lead generation source, right? I need something that can take that website traffic and turn it into actual leads. So therefore, I'm like, well, I need to give some really good value away. My right now purpose of creating very solid, valuable lead capture is to do just that. Have a constant flow of new leads coming in. So I'm going to do a free email course. I'm actually going to do several of them. I'll share with you here in a minute. And then I'm going to have a weekly newsletter, which I have the Creators Unlock. And then I'm going to create free blueprints around the core topics that I have. So when people come over to the website, they will be introduced to these things, which will want them to give me their email, which gets them on my email list. And then I have automated conversion happening in the background where I sell them using automation. And then I get people in front of my offers this way. And that way you're making offers daily, because if we're not making offers, we're not making money. So now I have daily offers being made to people that are the right people, because the only way they got to the offers was by ways of attracting them through the things that they would be attracted to based off what they're trying to understand and learn. And then through, creating good offers and good products, I'm going to then receive word of mouth and a feedback loop that drives the craziness over here of people finding out more about my stuff. And it's this beautiful flywheel that every time I get a lead and every time I get a customer and I give them good outcomes and results, it feeds the machine and makes it go faster, because then people go talk about it, and then the content works better, and then everything gets better. Everything gets shared more. So let's talk about the 3 points that actually make this happen. Okay? So let me know what you're thinking right now. Like, is this an aha moment? Are you getting an unlock in your mind right now? Are you going, yeah, this is great? Okay. So you have to post daily content to generate awareness traffic to your website. Okay. So the reason we automate email follow-up is the same reason to automate traffic. Okay. Because the human breaks down. We don't, the consistency there just doesn't work. So we have to create systems that do that. You know, when the human system fails, you create a machine system that doesn't have to operate in the same, first principles as a human. A human has to have time and energy and focus and all those things, where a machine doesn't get affected by those things. So my goal is to just schedule out 4 posts each day, because there's 4 different writing styles that you can use. And I'll go into that stuff later. Not in this post, but in other posts. But there's 4 different writing styles. So I'm going to create a post in each one of those writing styles. And each one of those posts can be mixed media. It can be text, image, slideshows, videos, short, long form, just 4 posts going out on 4 different social media platforms daily. And I'll explain those platforms down below. Then I'm going to need proven ideas and frameworks to create quality content quickly. Like the way I created this, I was able to create all of this in 1 hour. Okay, well, this one post here is going to get repurposed and remixed and used everywhere to attract people to my lead magnets that turn them into leads and then sales. So I make this once and it works for me indefinitely. Perfect. Okay. And it compounds. Anyway, so you need proven ideas and frameworks, or if you're creating from scratch all the time and reinventing the wheel every day, it's not going to happen. So I have to systemize that. So my goal is to collect daily ideas from social media, proven ideas where I see they actually work, those actual frameworks and templates. It doesn't mean that when I use it, I'm going to have success. It means that I have a better chance of success using it, and it's already been proven. So I can take that, save it, and then turn that into a reusable framework that I can use throughout my lifetime, because this is what I'm going to be doing. And then I need to create daily creation habit. This is the daily gravity, to keep that creating process simple. Because the more I create these every day and the more I have a daily writing process, my goal every day is from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., create daily gravity content to remix and post. And it helps you become more creative. Just like the more you would throw a football, the more every day you would get better at throwing the football. It would become almost effortless. The second point is you'll have to batch content and then schedule it to be released on social media for this to work. So you're going to have to, as I put here, you need to schedule day or days of the week to create and then batch content. So my goal is 3 days a week in 2-hour blocks. I will create content in batches, and that way it's ready to go, and I can get weeks or even months ahead is the goal. And then I need to pick the platforms, as I talked about up here, 4 posts on 4 different platforms. So you need to pick the platform to create the best on and the easiest. So when you start, pick one platform that you like a lot, that you can create on the easiest and the best. That way it's, let's make this easier, not harder in the beginning. As you grow, you can. Now, I've been doing this for a long time, so my goal is publish marketing content on X, LinkedIn, TikTok, and YouTube. Those are my goals. Then you're going to need some sort of scheduling software and a tool to actually store your frameworks. I use Metricool to store to schedule the content to go out, and then Notion, where we're at right now, is where I put all my content, my systemizations, my creations, as you're witnessing right now in this video. So use Notion to store and systemize content. As you can see here, I stored this here. I'm systemizing it. I can always go back to this based off its performance. And then I'm going to use Metricool to schedule posts, which I'll get into Metricool in other videos, but that's what I'm using. Okay. I haven't used it for a very long time or done a lot with it, so I don't know how effective it is, but based off everything that I did mess with and everything that I have tried, it seems to be pretty good. And then I'm going to need high converting lead magnets and an email sales campaign automation, or this thing doesn't work. Just getting traffic, even if it's the best traffic in the world, just getting it to your website is not going to do anything unless you're turning it into a lead, taking it from, a rented audience out there on social media where you don't really own the lead, you don't own the attention. But then when you get them on your email list, you own that attention because you have a better, which it is better, but you have a consistent way to show up in front of the same person and get that drip on them happening, because you're going to have to help them go through the customer journey. There's no 2 ways about it. The customer journey has to happen. Awareness, engagement, decision. Or, oh, I have these symptoms, but I don't know the problem. Oh, I know the problem now. How does it actually work to solve it? And then now that I know that there's solutions out there, how do I choose the solution? That's the customer journey. So the traffic to my website is worthless unless I capture it and convert it into sales. So my goal is build my website with irresistible lead magnets for my perfect customer. Literally offers that are free that turn them into a lead where all they have to do to get them is pay me with their email address. But it's stuff that they cannot resist because I know the problem that they have because I'm simply just helping my past self. So I know the problems I had at that time when I was trying to learn how to make money with an internet business as a creator. So that it's simple for me to just give myself past advice. And by just doing that, the advice that I'm giving to myself in a how to without obstacle framework, how to get what you want without this obstacle, by me saying those things and presenting the obstacles, they're going to instantly they're going to recognize that because they're going to say, oh, that is the obstacle I'm dealing with. So the niche is you, and it kind of self-selects if you follow that framework, which is a proven one. So then my lead capture system, what's that look like? Well, I want to do free 5-day email courses, a weekly newsletter, and then free blueprints. Let me break down what this looks like. So my goal is build 3 free 5-day email courses. I'm going to keep it simple because that's what people want. I'm going to keep it quick because that's what people want. And the reason there's 3 is because in my solution, there's 3 phases. There's the raw materials, there's the automated machine, and then there's the traffic engine. So those are the 3 phases. I'm going to take the core concepts of each of those phases and create a free 5-day email course that will educate them and get them to be on my list. Then I always have my the Creators Unlock, which is the weekly newsletter that goes out on Saturday. And then, so that'll constantly be, gaining new subscribers, and they will be getting a weekly piece of content that is, very helpful, helping them learn more about this and what we do to help them. And then the 4 blueprints are going to be 4 separate, quick, almost like cheat sheets or guides, if you will, that cover the 4 categories that I'm going to be primarily talking about in my daily content that goes out on social media. So I have 4, there's a lot of things that I could talk about in the internet creator business, solopreneur, online business, digital products, selling courses thing. I could talk about a lot. But there's 4 things that I really love talking about that I can talk about the best. And so I want to talk about those things because that's where I can do my best. And that's where I'm going to create that, if you kind of think about it like a brand or that familiar feeling. Oh, you go to Mike when you want to learn about content marketing. You go to Mike when you want to learn about productizing your knowledge. Oh, you go to Mike when you want to learn about mental models and different ways to solve problems using the internet. Oh, you go to Mike when you want to learn about like the systems and automation and email and marketing and funnels and things like that. So those are kind of like the 4 things that I talk about. And so that's why I'm going to create those 4 blueprints, because as I'm talking about those 4 core things, those blueprints, they look at them, and every one of these things, the newsletter, the blueprints, and the email courses, all of them are going to be suggesting my Build Lab program, which is my monthly membership program where we do live sessions and they get updated, in the moment, real content to help them grow their internet creator business, start, grow, and monetize it. And then, I'm going to have some other products coming out, like the content flywheel system. That's going to be a low ticket, $147 one-time product. And then I want to create another product where it just shows people how to actually productize their knowledge, where they can take what they know or what they will know and turn that into a product they can sell online. So, and that'll be $157 as well. So these types of things will educate them, turn them into leads, and then turn them into new customers of mine where I can help them, and so on. And then, for each of these things, you're gonna need follow-up campaigns, because that's where the fortune is, in the follow-up. And these follow-up campaigns move the leads through that customer journey. So my goal is, after they go through the 5-day email courses, okay, any leads that are left, meaning they didn't become customers from that, they will then enter a 6-day selling campaign that takes them through the customer journey. Okay? So let me show you again. It started out as this image in my head. I then took this image and I wrote down these 3 core points. And then under each of these 3 points, I said, what are 3 core points that make up this point? And then underneath of each of those subtopics, I said, what's one thing that I can say that supports that? And by the time I got done, I had this beautiful piece of content here that I can reuse in multiple different ways. I can turn this into a thread. I can turn this into a TikTok. I can turn this into a YouTube video. I can turn it into an email. I can turn it into a slideshow. I can turn it into a carousel post. I can turn it into a product if I really wanted to. And that's the value of this. This is what's so beautiful about this space. And then I used ChatGPT. I said, generate 10 different variations of this headline, and then pretend that you're an expert copywriter. And then you want people to understand the true benefit and cause massive curiosity for them to click. Capitalize the first letter of each word in the headlines that you create and make them simple and concise. That's what I wanted. If I had a wizard on a hill and I was granted a wish about this micro thing that I'm doing right here, that's what I would have asked it. And then I gave it the headline as a source to generate from. And all of these would work, in my opinion. These are all incredible headlines, and I just took the one that I liked the most. The best way to do it is really maybe test all of these headlines on X with a post underneath it and see which one generates the best. But in a nutshell, here's what I want you to take away from this. You need to create a system, and this system helps you create and automate traffic generation that drives people into your sales automation system so that you'll have the free space of not having to post every single day because you've got it pre-scheduled and batched out for, let's say, a week or a month or whatever. Some people are 90 days. Some people are 6 months ahead in content, posting 4 times a day on 4 different platforms with quality content. Imagine that. So anyhow, you do that, but that creates the space for you to create better products, because having better products, that makes this entire automated system work better, and your brand grows faster with more security. So you use systems and automation where the human machine fails to operate consistently. Does that make sense? Humans can't operate in the same zone as a machine or automation and systems. And when you're not motivated, you use systems and schedules to keep you on pace. And you use these machines that we have today that are just free. So consistency is the name of the game, assuming you have a real solution and you have real offers and a real product. So build your system, have a schedule, create daily, automate, have fun, repeat the process, and you'll grow. So there's the method. Now start building.